Sinesipho Dambile, South Africa's fastest man over 200 meters. 24 years old, racing on the biggest stage track and field has to offer. He just walked into his fourth Diamond League race ever, and what he did in the next 20 seconds changed South African sprinting forever. Sinesipho Dambile was born on March 2, 2002 in Dimbaza in the Eastern Cape. He was quick from a young age, but raw speed alone does not build a world-class sprinter. What builds one is the right coach at the right time. At Tucksport High School in Pretoria, he came under the guidance of Thabo Matabedi, known across South African athletics as Coach T. Matabedi, saw something in the teenager immediately. Not just the speed, but the temperament. The calm, the ability to execute under pressure without blinking. The coach built his program around controlled development and technical discipline. That approach would take time to pay off, but it would pay off completely. Dambile's first big international moment came at the 2021 World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi. He earned a bronze medal in the 200 meters with a time of 20.48 seconds, finishing behind Nigeria's Udodi Onwuzurike and Botswana's Letsail Tebogo. Then, in the 4x100 relay, he and his South African teammates ran 38.51 seconds, setting a world under-20 record and winning gold. South African sprinting was not just producing 100-meter talent. It was building multi-event threats. After his junior breakthrough, Dambile began climbing the senior ladder. In April 2022, at the ASA Senior Championships in Cape Town, he won his first national 200-meter title, clocking 20.55 seconds. He was 20 years old and he had just beaten Clarence Munyai and Luxolo Adams, two of the most decorated South African sprinters of their generation. The years that followed brought challenge. Injuries interrupted his build. But in 2025, everything started clicking. He won his second national title in Potchefstroom with 20.11 seconds. He then helped South Africa win gold at the World Athletics Relays in Guangzhou, running the second leg in a team time of 37.61 seconds. Then came the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Dambile reached the 200-meter final for the first time in his senior career. In the semifinals, he ran 19.97 seconds, making him just the 9th South African in history to dip under 20 seconds outdoors. He qualified 6th overall and lined up alongside Lyles, Bednarek, Tebogo, Lavelle, and Hughes. He finished 8th in 20.23 seconds. The result was not the podium he wanted, but reaching that final against that field proved the gap between Dambile and the world's best was closing. Dambile came into 2026 with something different. His first race of the season told you everything. In March, at the Gauteng North Championships in Pretoria, he won the 200 meters in 20.06 seconds to take the world lead for the event, his quickest opening to any season. Then came April 24th, the Kip Keino Classic in Nairobi. Dambile lined up against Brian Lavelle, Jamaica's world bronze medalist. Lavelle was the heavy favorite. Dambile came out of the bend with a slight advantage, then hit the gas through the home straight and pulled away cleanly. The clock showed 19.77 seconds, a personal best that sliced 0.2 of a second off his previous mark and launched him to second place on South Africa's all-time list. His coach had a simple reaction to the performance. Matabedi told reporters that Dambile was the best athlete he had coached since Anaso Jobadwana, the former World Championships 200-meter bronze medalist. Coming from a coach as measured as Matabedi, that comparison carries real weight. 1 week before Doha in Ostrava, Dambile ran the 150 meters and set a new South African national record with a time of 14.78 seconds, finishing second behind Noah Lyles, who broke the world record at the same event with 14.67. The sprint that was supposed to be about Lyles included a South African making history of his own. The Diamond League meeting in Doha had been rescheduled from its original May date due to regional security concerns in the Middle East. It moved to June 19th and relocated to the Khalifa International Stadium, the same venue that hosted the 2019 World Athletics Championships. Temperatures were around 37 degrees Celsius on race night. The conditions were demanding. The sprint field was serious. This was Dambile's 4th Diamond League appearance ever. He had finished third, second, and second in his first three. Each time he had stepped up and delivered. His coach, just days before Doha, issued a direct challenge. Matabedi wanted Dambile to finally break his personal best of 19.77 and run consistently under 20 seconds as a baseline, not a peak. Running from lane 5, Dambile came out of the blocks cleanly and attacked the curve with force. He hit the home straight with a clear advantage. Zimbabwe's Makanakaishik Chiramba pushed from the outside. Dominican Republic's Alexander Ogando charged hard. Neither closed the gap. Dambile held his form and powered over the line. The clock stopped at 19.74 seconds, a new personal best, his first Diamond League victory, and all three athletes who crossed in the top three went under 20 seconds on the same night. Chiramba ran 19.88 for a personal best. Ogando ran 19.96 for a season's best. 3 men, 3 countries, 1 extraordinary race. After the race, Dambile spoke to reporters with the calm of a man who knew exactly what he had done. "This is my 4th Diamond League event. I am having the best season of my life thus far. I am still building and can get even better." To understand how significant that time is, you have to look at the South African record books. The national record in the 200 meters belongs to Clarence Munyai, who ran 19.69 seconds at the South African Championships in Pretoria in March 2018. That mark made Munyai just the 10th man in history to break 19.7 and remains one of the fastest 200-meter times ever run by a non-American. Dambile's 19.74 now places him second on South Africa's all-time list. He sits between Munyai at the top and Luxolo Adams in third at 19.82. He is currently ranked 6th in the world in the 200 meters for the 2026 season. But his Doha win was bigger than just his personal ranking. It completed an unprecedented sweep for South Africa across the Diamond League circuit. Earlier in the season, Gift Leotlela had won the 100 meters in Shanghai. Then Zakithi Nene claimed the 400 meters in Stockholm. When Dambile crossed the finish line first in Doha, South Africa became the first country in the history of the Diamond League circuit to win all 3 major sprint disciplines in a single season: 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters, all 3. In the same year, Athletics South Africa described Dambile's win as a reflection of the talent and growing confidence within South African sprinting. The country's relay team, without Dambile, Walaza, and Leotlela, still ran 37.49 seconds at the World Relays in Gaborone, setting a national record that ranks South Africa 6th fastest in relay history of all time. A fully fit squad at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow and the World Athletics Ultimate Championships in Budapest later this year would be a different proposition entirely. Sinesipho Dambile's 19.74 is elite, yet the gap to Olympic gold remains. With world-leading marks from Bolt, Lyles, and Tebogo firmly in the subs 1950 range, Dambile must find another gear to contend in Budapest. His 8th-place finish in Tokyo highlighted this ceiling, but his current trajectory suggests he is closing the gap. Dambile's progression is undeniable. After opening his 2025 season at 2037, he kicked off 2026 at 20.06 and has already lowered his personal best twice in 2 months. Now leading the Diamond League and sitting second on his country's all-time list, he has Munyai's national record in his sights. With upcoming tests at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow and September's World Athletics Ultimate Championship in Budapest, Dambile is no longer just chasing the field. He is becoming a fixture at the front of it. If his first half of 2026 is any indication, his most significant work is still ahead.